had an email in today from a gym owner who I asked for a burning gym owner question, something that he considered to be an issue for him at his club at the moment. Miles, I think all independents, all being a key word, are being hammered by the budget chains. We've had 4 open in our town in the last year. Population's not increased, it's diluted the marketplace, blah, blah, blah. People are still price driven. We can't compete with their marketing budgets and street presence they bring. They hit the market hard. It's a fair challenge. I'm sure there are other gyms of you out there who are experiencing this as a problem. I have a challenge, however, for you. I put together a gym owner checklist, which is called the Are You Doing All That You Can checklist. So I'm a little bit hyper tonight. I've just had a USN spike. Apple, pineapple and passion fruit. It's quite nice, but now I'm absolutely hyper. I don't recommend these things. If there are children watching, please do not drink caffeine of this kind. I don't want to be sued for high caffeine content on the Miles More Members channel. So I understand the issue that's going on, but what I've done is I've put together a checklist, which is a checklist which doesn't really cost anything other than your time and energy. And I just want for you to take a moment to just to check that you're doing all the things on this checklist, because I have a firm belief that the things that this gym owner's raised are things that, yes, to some extent you can't do a lot about the budgets that maybe the budget gyms have. But when we talk about, he says something, we can't compete. I think that's a really vital point, because you're right, he's got the belief installed that he needs to compete with the budget chains, when I have the belief that it's not about competing with them, it's about dominating your own niche. He's an independent ladies only club in his city, and I think that it's really important for him to go out, meet local business owners, carve out a niche the way that a butcher would carve, get it? I told a joke. The way that a butcher would carve out a niche and show themselves to be different by offering a higher quality of meat. You know, just the other day I was in the city centre of Birmingham, and I thought, isn't it interesting? I'm noticing more independent hair salons than I am chain hair salons. And I thought, why is that the case when the independent health club market is starting to die out? And the only thing that I could put that down to is the relationship that you build with a client when they come into a hair salon means that they feel a affinity with that hairstylist, therefore they want to go back. And that was the kind of conclusion I came to. Whether it's true or not, who knows? That's just my conclusion. So maybe the emphasis needs to be more on how you can create a niche as an independent and show yourselves to be different, because after all, I thought that's what independence as a word, if you look it up on thesaurus.com, is about, not about competing with a club that is not niching itself whatsoever. So I'm going to go through this checklist. Feel free to sort of make any notes on these things, but I can email the document over to you. Firstly, have you visited 25 to 50 local businesses this week? Yes or no? Have you called 100 to 150 to 200 local businesses this week? I say that it takes on average about 30 calls in 60 minutes, so that should be pretty achievable. Have you called 150 to 200 ex-members this week? Got to think about the revenue that you could potentially get from getting your ex-members back in. When did you last do a leaflet drop within a 3-mile radius? It's not expensive. Look at Solo Press. Distribute the leaflets yourself, or get a member's kids to do it. Have you asked a local? Just a key point on leaflet distribution. You may think that it's old school. When I was with CFM, that was our main source of getting members in. But everything's moving online now, which means there is a real gap in the market to go back to doing offline marketing. Biggest tip I'll probably make is, if you're going to do a leaflet drop, is you need to pick a gram, or a GSM as it's known online, that is at least 300. If it's anything less than that, that's what the takeaway menus and things like that are. So it will just get scooped up with them as clutter. 300 GSM's a bit more like cardboard. It will be a bit more expensive, but it's worth the investment. Have you asked a local paper to run a story on member success stories? Have you got member success stories logged? And if not, why not? How often do you have staff meetings? Are those meetings structured with specific outcomes and deadlines on those outcomes? You've got to be doing this. Are all your staff exercising and you 5 times a week? If not, why not? Practice then preach, not the other way around. And you know the benefits that exercise will bring you in regards to reducing stress, etc. Are your staff commissioned on membership sold? If not, why not? They should be. I know a gym owner who for 6 weeks has said he's putting a commission structure together. He still hasn't done it. Design a commission structure that is purely based on revenue brought in so that it doesn't cost you any more money and your accountant is not going to pull their hair out. Have you had your staff trained on selling in the past year? If you haven't, hello. Are you rewarding your team with team bonding activities? My old boss at CFM, Dave Wright, God bless him, used to do Nando's Friday more than once a month. 50 quid it cost him just to get the team in the office Nando's. I remember that 8 years after leaving the company and several worldwide trips. That's the kind of relationship that he built with us. Are you posting good statuses on Facebook that are more pay it forward driven, like inspiring quotes, or are you just posting, you know, we've got 25% off our gym membership at the moment? People get bored of that. You've got to give to receive. Have you got a YouTube channel with 12 testimonials of members talking about the club? If you haven't, you need to do that. I can talk you through how. Are you posting on Twitter and connecting with local businesses on LinkedIn? Are you putting time and effort into your staff's growth? Or are you just moaning about how unproductive and lazy they are? Are you reinvesting in your own mind? How many books have you read in the past year in the areas of business, sales, marketing and personal development? I read a book every 2 weeks. I'll tell you a trick. I actually read audio books. I have them on my phone. So when I'm on the train, the bus, driving, I'm always learning. Are you spending time with like-minded small business owners? Breakfast networking meetings? Are you spending time once a month with like-minded gym owners? If you're not, don't worry, I'm putting it together. Are you spending time with like-minded people at all? Are you putting peanut butter in your protein shakes? If you're not, it's fucking beautiful. You really should be. That was just a random one I had to throw in. Are you getting 7 and 8 hours sleep a night? Parents of newborn babies, you can punch me in the ribs now. Are you adopting the belief that your business will be a great success, or are you trying to compete with the budget clubs? Sorry. Do you really believe that your business can be a success? And if not, why not? You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why not, if not? Are you getting up every day excited for the day ahead? And if you're not, maybe you should start by writing down all the things in your life that you're currently grateful for. I do this exercise every day. Yesterday it was my mum, and I wrote down 10 things that I love about her. Love you, mum. Are you arguing with your partner? If yes, what impact is this having on your business? Do you meditate? If you don't, check out the app called Headspace. Brilliant. Do you laugh out loud every day? And if not, why not? I highly recommend King of Queens at 6:15 a.m. on Channel 4. It's bloody funny. Do you now want to punch me in the ribs because I've highlighted some things that you should be doing that you're not doing? If so, good. I'm kidding. All this stuff is common sense, but not always common practice. Ask yourself, are you doing these things? If you're not doing these things, you should be. If you need help to implement these things, Miles at milesmoremembers.com. I don't bite apart from on Wednesdays. Have a good day. Speak to you soon.